Now let's get more on our main story this hour, the fallout from the referendum result in Greece. Let's take a look at what happens next for the country. Well, Greece's Finance Minister Yanis Varoufakis has held emergency talks with Greek bank chiefs to discuss their next move. There are fears that cash in the banking system could only last just a few more days. Well, the European Central Bank will meet later today to discuss whether it will continue to support Greece's banks. And the French President François Hollande will meet German Chancellor Angela Merkel in Paris. They will both put Greece's banking debt crisis to the top of the agenda at the next EU summit this week on Tuesday. Well, let's get more on this now. And Mark Bloomfield is a political economist and president of the American Council for Capital Formation in Washington. And what do you make of this then? Surprised by this result?
Not necessarily. The interesting question is what happens, of course, next. And a famous American baseball legend said it's hard to make predictions, but especially about the future. So what do we know now? We know that the markets are riled in Asia. We suspect they'll be riled in Europe tomorrow. And as far as the rest of the world, including the United States, I don't think we need to worry particularly about tomorrow, but what will happen in the next 10 days or so.
You say you're not particularly surprised, or perhaps the question is what next for Greece. But if you were expecting a no-win campaign win here, perhaps then you think of a solution to what the next steps are going to be.
Well, the interesting thing, because people are comparing this to 2008. In 2008, we did not know about the unknown that was happening. Today, we know we were prepared or aware that the unknown is before us. But what do we really know about the unknown? Who would have expected that the Greek left-wing party would agree with the right wing of French National Front that this was a good idea? What would have been a good idea? How can we really predict what the Troika, which is reorganizing, is going to do, let alone the Greek prime minister? And can you really predict what is going to happen on the streets of Greece tomorrow, or, as I said earlier, the financial markets? So we're in an unknown area, and hopefully we've learned a little bit and are stronger than we were in 2008.
I just want to ask your view on the fact that we've heard from Alexis Tsipras that the Greek banks will reopen on Monday. With that thought then, what do you think his thinking might be when he's going to negotiate some kind of a bailout deal, yet the Greeks will have access to money that perhaps isn't even there?
Well, yeah, there's sort of two things. Number one, he needs credit, and I'm not sure he's going to get any credit. That's number one. And then if you go deeper and look at the Troika situation, they've got two specific problems. The first problem is moral hazard or precedent. Suppose they do give in to him. What will Italy...
Mark, we'll have to leave it there. I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but we've run out of time, but we're grateful for your time with us, Mark Bloomfield there. And just to let you know, the AFP news agency reporting that a final tally shows that 61% of Greek voters decisively rejected the bailout, with all the votes counted this hour. Stay with us, more on that to come. Thanks for joining us.